Catholic Moments, Episode 159, Fun in Fresno.
Catholic Moments is sponsored by CatholicMatch.com, the leading Catholic singles community. Being single can be a challenge. Catholic Match helps make it a little easier. To get started today, visit CatholicMatch.com/Lisa.
Finding joy in the journey and hope in the heaven yet to come.
Hello and welcome to Catholic Moments. And now, here's your host and my mom, Lisa Hendy.
Well, hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Catholic Moments, where we talk about all things faith, family, and fun from a Catholic perspective. And this week we're coming to you from downtown Visalia, California, where the Diocese of Fresno Religious Education Congress is being held. I was lucky enough to be a speaker at Congress here yesterday, and today I'm back with my mom hat on with my son Adam and husband Greg and our St. Anthony's Life Teen Band. They're here playing for the big day. So I thought I'd just walk around the Congress a little bit and share some of the sights and sounds with you. We've got over 1,600 teens from around the Diocese of Fresno here today, everywhere from Merced all the way over to the Mojave Desert. So it covers a vast geographical area, and the kids are all here to get revved up in the spirit, to learn a little bit more about their faith, and to celebrate the theme for this year's Congress, which is the Eucharist and becoming unified in the Eucharist. So I had a great day yesterday doing 2 talks, one on becoming a Eucharistic family and then the second on pastoral ministry in a digital world. And I'm so happy to be back here again today, and we're just going to take a walk around and see who we can run into. So here we go.
How beautiful are the hands and feet of those bringing the good news to all the world, bringing the good news to all the world. How beautiful.
Okay, next up at the Diocese of Fresno Religious Ed Congress, I've got a fellow podcaster. He's from this Right to Life of Fresno, and it's Josh Brom. Hey, Josh.
Hey, it's good to see you, Lisa. It's nice to see another podcaster here. I didn't know everyone else here knew what podcasts were, so this is really cool.
Yeah, so tell us about your show and what you're doing here at the Congress.
We've had the show for a couple of years, and it was just an idea. I had noticed that there weren't any pro-life podcasts. I got really into podcasts a couple of years ago because I'm cheap and they're free. I love that. And so it was just like, what if we had and there was only one pro-life podcast, and it was a really old guy talking to a microphone for an hour every day. And it's just like, content was great, but the kids wouldn't listen to us. So it's like, what if we got a bunch of young and funny people that were smart, that knew about the subject, that could do something a little bit more youth-friendly. So we've been doing that for a couple of years. It's at prolifepodcast.net. It's called Life Report. We've got about 1,000 listeners right now, about 5 continents tuning in, and so it's something kind of new. And here at the Congress today, we've got a booth. We're talking about it. I'm going to be doing a talk in a few hours and train some students how to communicate their pro-life views. It's all about, I know they're already pro-life. I'm not here to make them pro-life. Right. I want to train pro-lifers to think better. To think clearer, to not make bad arguments. There's a few bad pro-life arguments, so I'm training people not to make those and how to, defend their views a little bit more effectively than maybe what we do off the bat.
And to use creative tools like podcasting and video to spread the new evangelization. It's so fantastic that you're here. Tell us one more time where they can find the podcast.
They can find us at prolifepodcast.net. It's where the cool pro-life movement is here.
Cool. Go check it out, prolifepodcast.net. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Lisa.
So here I am with Ra and some of her friends from Our Lady of Lourdes in Corcoran. They're here for Youth Day. Tell us what you're going through today.
We're just going through some of the sessions, some of the talks, and we're doing the icebreakers and talking to kids and helping them get involved.
Are you guys high school students?
Yeah, we're high school students.
Great. And who are some of the speakers that you're hearing today?
Well, actually, we're going to hear one of our own speakers from our own church. She's talking about abstinence.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That she's speaking here at the Congress.
We get to present her. And
what are a couple of the icebreakers that you did with the kids today?
One of them was a balloon, an ankle balloon pop, where you just tie a balloon around your ankle and you just go around popping each other's balloons, and whoever has the last balloon wins. And another one was a secret handshake where you just meet a new friend and just have a secret handshake with them.
Oh, how fun. And what do you think that is something that the kids will take away from being here for Youth Day?
Well, a lot of it is just like about having fun and learning about God and stuff. So hopefully they take a lot out of and learning how to have more fun with church and whatnot.
Great. Well, thanks for your time. I hope you guys have a great day.
Okay, you too.
So a day like Youth Day couldn't happen without tremendous volunteers that are giving up their time to be here for the kids. And we've got two of them here. It looks like Norman and Joe. Where are you from, Norman?
Sacred Heart, Fresno.
Awesome. And Joe?
I go to Holy Spirit in Fresno, but originally from St. Anthony's Reedley.
Oh, okay, great. And did you guys just volunteer for the day? Or are you involved with youth group, or what? How did you get suckered into being here in your bright orange vest?
I was suckered here by Norm.
Okay, Norman, spill it.
Yeah, we need all the help we can. I mean, there's the hardest thing is to try to get volunteers, period. But then as far as the youth, it's even harder.
It's so true. Now, are you with the parish in a volunteer capacity?
Yes, I'm Sacred Heart. I do the Life Team. I help with the Life Team program there, the youth, and it's rewarding, to see the youth get to know a little bit about Jesus.
And what do you think is the value of a day like this for our diocese and for the teens in particular?
Oh, it's a good value. I mean, it's something that they can gain some experience from, and to know that they're not the only, to praise and worship.
It's so true. Well, I thank you guys for your time and for being here. See, Joe, that wasn't so painful. Thanks for your time. Next up on Catholic Moments, this week at the Congress, we've got a great St. Anthony's Life Teen minister and also the Director of Vocations for the Diocese of Fresno, Father Dan Avila. Hi, Father Dan, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm terrific. Now tell us, the youth are here, they're learning, they're on fire. It's important to have vocations represented. What are you talking to the kids about at Congress?
We like this up to you. I'm going to be giving a talk together with Elizabeth. After lunch, we're going to talk about vocations in general. God's call to us by our baptism to be saints, and then living out that call to sainthood in different kinds of ministries or different kinds of life. Married life, single life, religious life, priestly life. So we're going to try to talk about vocation in its general sense, and maybe inviting people to think, what is God calling me to as a servant of His and a child of His. So
beautiful. That's so fantastic. And as a mom of teens, I thank you for your presence here and for doing that. And Elizabeth, I know that part of your vocational call is to be involved in Life Teen ministry. For people out there who might be thinking about getting involved but are afraid to volunteer, why would you tell them that it's worth doing it?
It's such a worthwhile ministry because you really see the teens experience the Holy Spirit and grow in their faith journey. It's one of the rare times where you can actually see them change throughout the years and really find their faith and find their call within them. And I think it's, some people might be scared of the teens. It can be kind of intimidating. But if you feel that you're getting called, you should just go check it out because, God didn't always call, the most eloquent speakers or like the kindest person, or not the kindest person, but, the person you might think He would call like politicians or something like that. But He called the average people, and everyone has their own gifts and talents to bring to the ministry.
So beautiful. Now I know you're running upstairs to go give your talk, so I'll let you go, but I want to thank you and let you know that I'll be praying for you today and especially in your priesthood, Father. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Catholic Moments. God bless you.
A day like Congress doesn't happen without a lot of people behind the scenes, and one of the main people here in the Diocese of Fresno is our wonderful Director of Ministry. She wears lots of hats, but one of her biggest ones is putting on this Congress. It's Patricia Jimenez. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Lisa. Nice
Tell me, we're on day 3. What are all the pieces of the Congress so far?
Well, we started off Friday, which was our Catholic school teachers, and we had nearly 300 of them here for their annual in-service. And then on Saturday, it's our big Congress, and on that is open to any parish leader, any lay person sitting in the pew, parents, anyone over really 18 years of age who wants to come in and learn about their faith. So they come in and hear speakers and partake in the Eucharist, and we share in community. And then Sunday, which is today, is our last event. We have our high school youth day, and we have probably over 1,700 youth here today.
It's amazing to see all the kids, and we're running a Spanish track and an English track, right?
That's right, yeah.
And you've got speakers literally from around the country. Who are some of the ones that are here for Youth Day today?
For Youth Day, we have Ansel Augustine. He's here from New Orleans, the Archdiocese of New Orleans. He's very popular. He's recently was speaking at a men's conference that they had in New Orleans. So he's a very dynamic and has a really inspirational message. And having lost some of his close friends and family in Katrina, so he's a great guy to have here today.
And I know we have Greg Walton too, right?
Yes, Greg Walton was also here last night for the Young Adult Night, and he rocks it out. He's here with the kids, and he's fantastic. And we also last night had Aseneth Gonzalez, who came from Mexico City, to play some music for our young adults in Spanish as well.
Wow, fantastic. Well, I know you probably feel like a truck hit you and that we're walking away from this, but what do you think is the fruit of a weekend like this for our diocese?
I think for us, the most important is being together, I think, in community as a diocese when we all come together. Second, I think an opportunity to hear the experience and the wisdom of so many Catholics and leaders within our church. But I think for our office, it's the collaboration and also the commitment of our volunteers and all of our staff who just work so hard for an entire year to put this together.
It's truly amazing, and I know, having been here yesterday and having had the experience of being in Eucharist with all of our fellow members of the diocese, just the spirit of this place is phenomenal, and I want to thank you for all the hard work that goes into it, and pray for you and what lies ahead with next year.
Well, thank you. We're excited. Next year we'll be focusing on the sacrament of confirmation and justice, so it will be an exciting year next year.
Awesome. I'm going to mark my calendar. Thanks, Patricia.
All right, thank you.
I think one of the most important things that happens here at Congress is for the kids to get a sense of their vocational calling, and we're so lucky to have a booth right here with a few different organizations represented. We've got Sister Fenton, Sister Marcia, and Brother Jim, and they're here talking with the kids about vocations. Let's start with Sister Fenton. Tell me a little bit more about your order.
I'm a Sister of Nazareth, and we take care of the elderly, but we also have a school, and we are throughout the world, and in Africa we take care of the AIDS babies, children who are HIV positive, and who are positive and sometimes die, and that can be very difficult for the sisters who are working with them, because it's very difficult to lose a young child. What else can I say? I love working with the elderly. I'm a teacher myself, but now that I've finished with teaching, I just love working with the elderly. They're
great. And let's talk to Sister Marcia for just a moment. Tell us who you're representing this week.
Well, I'm representing the National Religious Vocation Conference, and from Northern California. I also am a vocation director for the Dominican Sisters, which is a worldwide organization of Dominicans and Dominican priests, sisters, laity, brothers, priests. And we also have a mother house here in Northern California at Mission San Jose. Therefore, we're called Mission San Jose Dominicans. And we're basically in education, but we also branched out into faith formation, parish work, nursing. We have houses up and down California, and also a region in Mexico and Guatemala, and some sisters in Germany. But we're all reaching out to those needs in our world that are not met in any other way.
What a beautiful calling. And what are you saying to the kids who are here today for Youth Day about listening to God's voice for that vocational call?
I think that whatever life decision you're going to be making, the most important thing is to listen deeply to the call within you, and to listen and be open to that, because that will make you the happiest you are made to be, using your own talents that God has given you.
Well, thank you so much for being here and for your time, and we'll keep your work in our prayers.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everybody who listens to Catholic Moments knows that I'm a huge Catholic music groupie, and I love our Catholic musicians, and I'm so thrilled to have an award-winning and very popular Catholic musician with me now, Katrina Ray. She's not only a musician, but a lay evangelist and somebody who shares her beautiful spirit through her music. Hey, Katrina, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. So good to be here with you.
Well, I know that you have a busy schedule and you go to a lot of these types of events, but what's special about being here today with the youth in particular?
With the youth. Oh, well, I remember when our children were growing up how special these events were, how it encouraged their faith, and how coming together with other youth, how important that was to know they weren't just the only Catholics really believing. So I love being here to see that same experience going on year in and year out for all these kids.
And what are some of the things that fuel you in your ministry to help you keep going with the busy schedule that you keep?
You know, really knowing that, prayerfully knowing that this is where God wants me, and I just feel so blessed. I just can't describe how being a servant for the Lord, how wonderful that is for our lives, and that fuels me. And I do like today we're headed home. We're real excited about that. But for the most part, I just love knowing that we can help other people in their faith walk through our music, our witness. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do.
And I know that you're open to invitations from parishes and dioceses and organizations around the country. How can people get in touch with you if they'd like to learn more about your speaking apostle?
Oh, that's great. Well, they can call 615-822-4815, and they can talk to John. That's my husband.
Hi, John. He's over there manning the booth while we're doing this.
Or they can go to Katrina Ray. Our website is www.katrinaray.com.
And Ray is R-A-E, and you even have your own hurricane named after you.
Yes, I do. Isn't that wonderful? What a horrible hurricane to have named after me.
Although Hurricane Katrina did bring a lot of people together, and I know that you do that very beautifully with your music. And again, it's musician Katrina Ray, and let's give that website address one more time.
Okay, www.katrinaray.com.
Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you.
Someone so much greater than themselves. Someone so much greater than themselves. You made us ready to shine like the sun. Shine like the sun. Shine like the sun. For everyone, for everyone, for everyone. How beautiful
Hey, thanks to the great kids from Christ Music Kids for that song, Shine Like the Sun. It comes from their brand new CD of the same name, Shine Like the Sun, and we'll have links in our show notes for that. I want to say thank you again to everybody who spoke with me over at the Diocese of Fresno Religious Ed Congress in Visalia. Such a fun weekend, and we're just coming down off of having spent 3 days with that great Congress. Friday, getting ready, and they had the Teacher Education Day. Saturday was the General Population Day. I got to do 2 talks on that day, and then today the Youth Day, and I'm back home for a few days before hitting the road again, and I just wanted to get a little podcast in for you before we take off for this week. So let's turn now to everyone's favorite deacon, Tom Fox, with this week's Deacon Moment.
I'll fly away.
Even though I usually prefer more traditional Catholic hymns or even praise music, I wonder if any listeners to Catholic Moments like the lift or bounce, the spirit that gospel music gives every once in a while. If so, I wonder if you'll recognize the old-fashioned hymn that I began with. It's called I'll Fly Away. The songwriter's name is Alfred Brumley, and he was born in the beginning of the fall in October 1905 in the Indian Territory of Oklahoma. At the age of 16, Alfred attended a 3-week singing school, and he came away with the desire to write and sing gospel music. At one time in his life, he was paid the sum of 58 cents a day, employed as a work-at-home staff songwriter for the Hartford Music Company. While he wrote literally hundreds and hundreds of songs, 2 of Brumley's works have achieved legendary status. The first is the one I used, I'll Fly Away, and the second is the song Turn the Radio On. And Alfred's songs have been recorded by the likes of Elvis Presley, Andy Griffith, Ray Charles, the Oak Ridge Boys, Loretta Lynn, and Charlie Pride. Now, why would I bring up this trivia about Alfred Brumley and his music? Well, coincidence of all coincidences, our daughter Mary's best friend since high school was and is named Christy, and Christy married into the Brumley family. And we've traveled to Branson, Missouri, where we've listened to many of the Brumley family members come together and sing familiar and uplifting songs and hymns of an earlier, seemingly more innocent era. I've thought about this as we see family members, our own and those in our parish, families heading back to autumn madness, back to school and soccer and band practice and scouts and PTO meetings, all of these good and worthwhile things to be involved in. But I also see the families eating takeout meals and rushing to the point of near exhaustion as they fill their days with tasks and must-dos, rather than the quiet of earlier days and times, the days of American Bandstand and girls helping mom in the kitchen, and boys delivering newspapers, and everyone home for supper and conversation. Will we ever get back to anything like those wholesome and healthier times? I wonder. Or will we all have to fly away to a better time and place? This is Deacon Tom. Blessings.
Shadows of this life have grown. I'll fly away like a...
Hey, Deacon Tom, you just played one of my favorite songs. I love that song. And I love what you had to say, too. You know, I find myself these days just running in so many different directions and really trying to prioritize time with family, and especially that family meal time. It's just so important. And you're right that we find ourselves torn in so many different ways these days. So it's great to take some time and pause and reflect and maybe enjoy some good gospel music too. That was so awesome, Deacon Tom. Thank you so much for this week's reflection. And if you'd like to hear more from Deacon Tom, you can visit he and his lovely wife Dee on their weekly Catholic Vitamins podcast. You'll find that at www.catholicvitamins.com. And you can also visit him at deacontomonline.com for more of his fantastic writing. And of course, check out his monthly column each month over at catholicmom.com too. Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I am trying to find the feedback that I have from the last several episodes. I just discovered that we've got some feedback coming through over at sqpn.com, the home of the StarQuest Production Network. And unfortunately, I didn't know that we were actually getting comments over there, so I want to share some of those with you from the last several episodes. Hang on for just one moment, and I'll be right back with you while I get those. Okay, I'm back. And again, these were comments that were left over at our Catholic Moments page at sqpn.com, the home of the StarQuest Production Network. And before I read the comments, I just have to remind you that, we're so happy to be an affiliated podcast of the StarQuest Production Network and such a great podcasting family, home of wonderful new media efforts going on. Over there, you're going to find tons of great programming choices. You can find everything from very Catholic shows like Catholic Family Podcast, Catholic in the Hood, the iPadre, Catholic in a Small Town, all the way to a little more interesting topics like the Secrets of podcast, Secrets of Harry Potter, the Secrets of Middle Earth, all kinds of really fantastic popular culture types of shows. And of course, everyone's favorite show, The Break, with Father Roderick von Hogan, founder of the StarQuest Production Network and the real heart and soul behind the network. So be sure to head over to sqpn.com to visit those shows and also to leave comments on this show. You can leave them for us anytime by visiting the posts over there. And I did find some great comments that were left for us recently. First of all, Allison Sweeney of the Catholic Family Podcast wrote in and said on our Rachel Balducci episode, what a great show. Rachel sounds like so much fun, and I can't wait to meet her at the Catholic New Media Celebration in Boston. I am definitely bringing my money for a signed copy of her book. Thanks, Lisa, for this podcast. Well, thank you, Allison, and I hope you and Rachel did get together at the CNMC, and I hope that you really enjoyed that. So let's see. Our next comment comes from Diana, and she says, I checked out episode number 22. You mentioned that it was about Retrouvaille. Maybe I misheard you. Please help. My husband and I could really use more information about Retrouvaille. Well, boy, this is a while back ago that you were listening to episode 22. This post was placed in August. It is Retrouvaille, and it's a great ministry for people who are needing a little bit of support and encouragement in their marriages. So I'll put a link to Retrouvaille in the show notes. Great organization, nationwide and actually in other countries as well. Our good friend Dan from all kinds of different podcasts wrote in and said, great interview about the Brian Gale interview. Brian Gale, we talked with him about his book, Fatherless, back on episode number 155. And Daniel, it was so fun to meet you at the Catholic New Media Celebration. And our final comment over at sqpn.com comes from Deanna, and she says, thank you so much for your wonderful podcast. I just wanted to comment on The Informant. I saw the movie too and was very disappointed. The sad thing about the movie is that it was based on a true story. You're not missing anything. I wish I had fallen asleep while viewing that movie. God bless and keep up the great job. Well, thank you, Diana, for confirming for me that on my great summer movie watching adventure that I didn't miss out on anything when I fell asleep on The Informant. This week, I have not gotten to my movie. If you recall, I'm supposed to be watching, what is the name of that movie? Having a little bit of a brain freeze tonight. I can't even remember what movie I'm supposed to be watching next. I do remember that it starts with an I, but I'll tell you I haven't watched it yet. So we'll get that on next week's show. And we're rounding down on the time that we have here. So I want to thank again everybody that I spoke with over at the Diocese of Fresno Religious Education Congress. I want to say thank you to Christ Music Kids for sharing their music and to Deacon Tom Fox for being a part of this week's show. And you can be a part of the show. We love your feedback. Give us a call anytime at 206-339-9272. Be my friend on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. That's facebook.com/Lisa Hendy, HENDY. DEY, or twitter.com/Lisa Hendy. And we also have a Facebook group for Catholic Moments, facebook.com/Catholic Moments. So many ways to get in touch, or drop me a plain old email to lisahendy@gmail.com. And until next week, I wish you and yours all the best. I hope you have a wonderful week and can't wait to be with you again soon. Oh, one final word. If you're listening to this and it is the middle of October, next Sunday on October 17th, I'll be in the wonderful city of Cambridge, Massachusetts, visiting my son Eric, and I'll be getting together with my good friend Pat Gone of the Among Women podcast, another great SQPN show. And Pat and I are going to be hosting a meet and greet over at John Harvard's in Cambridge, and then heading to St. Paul Catholic Church there in Cambridge for Mass at 5 o'clock. So if you can come out to John Harvard at 2:30, we'd love to have you join us. Everybody's welcome. It's a no-host situation. Come as long as you can, and watch over the SQPN and CatholicMom.com websites for more information on that. And until then, and I'm sure we'll be broadcasting from Boston too, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.
SQPN, leading the way in Catholic new media.